just kind of wanted to give you a bit of an outline of what to kind of expect from our application form this time around. So you will get general questions. So the stuff like your university degree, what you're studying, all that sort of stuff. We do not look at grades. That's not something we're interested in. We assess the whole person, but please do give us as much information as you can. We do look to make sure we know what point you're at in your studies, so we know what point you'll be able to start training contract program. So please do make sure you're providing as much information as you can. Work experience. So we are going to ask you about your work experience. So do expect that section in there. It isn't, I know I get a variety of approaches to this. So some people think it's a bit of a tick box and they just put in bare minimum. Some people give me war and peace, and it probably needs to sit somewhere in the middle with that. So I would advise that you put in all your work experience, whether that's voluntary or paid, whatever it is, pop it in there. But where people fall down a lot with this is that they will either just put some really basic information in there, or they will copy and paste the advert for the roles that they were recruited into. So it'll say things like speaking to clients, for example, as just a random thing, speaking to clients. What that doesn't do is it doesn't tell me where you speak to clients. It doesn't tell me how you speak to clients. It doesn't tell me whether you're any good at it. So it's really important that you don't just give me the basic, I do this. What I want to know is what you achieved or what you learned. That's the stuff that's really, really helpful. If you're able to really show what skills you're using in that role and where you've used those skills. If you're able to say, put some numbers next to it if you can, like if you've been doing a voluntary program, or if you've been, I don't know, getting X number of people to attend an event that you put on, I don't know, whatever it might be that suits you. Giving me some outcomes is really, really helpful. It helps us to really see the level that you're working at. And essentially just bring your roles to life. So think about the competencies that we're measuring, we're likely to be measuring, and are they being included? Are you showing that you can, that experience has prepared you to meet those competencies? And also don't focus all your time on legal experience. We see it all the time where people give me a lot of information about a week that they spent doing voluntary work experience, but they give me a line on the time they spent waitressing. And actually, if you've been a waiter, if you've been working on the bar, if you've been working in a shop, whatever you've been doing, think about the skills you've used there, because there's some really, really valuable stuff there. Don't just focus all your time and effort on the legal stuff. It's great to do that, but also we care about the other stuff as well. So that's your work experience section. The final questions. So these are the ones that we are asking you to spend the most time on. And there are going to be 4 questions this year that you'll need to come across, you need to deal with. We advise that you just fully use your space, but don't use it all if you don't have to. What I mean is it's about putting forward a really good answer that addresses the question. It's a full answer. I can't remember the word count you've got for each one. We have reduced it down a bit from last year. And that's largely because I know a few people went, oh, that was a lot. And we had to fill in a lot of space. And actually, you don't necessarily have to fill in the full amount. It's about giving a really concise and full answer, though. So if you've got 300 words, it's there for a reason. Or if you've got 300 words to use, aim to use it, but also don't just fill it for the sake of it. And make sure you're giving a really concise answer. But do answer the question fully. So what I advise you do, and we'll come to this in a minute, don't just look at the question and think, oh, it's a commercial awareness question. I'm going to talk about that commercial awareness answer that I gave in a lecture or a paper that I wrote 2 months ago. Make sure you're answering the question fully. Really pull that question apart, make sure you understand it, make sure you know exactly what you need to be answering. Because if there's an element in that you are not answering, pretty much guaranteed that you're not going to get full points on it. So make sure you're answering the question fully. And the final thing, make sure that you're tailoring the answers to the firm. So we want to see that you're tailoring it to us, that you know about us. And then the final thing in the application form, there will be an element of diversity data that we collect. It is optional, but just so you know what we use it for, it's really used to ensure we're meeting our own targets.